What is up, you guys? Razor here, and these are, in my opinion, the best settings. These are the best settings for me. These are the settings that I'll use to reach the top rank in Rogue Company, and I hope these are the best settings that'll work for you. Keep in mind that I do use these settings with control freaks, and I use the Vortex grips with the medium performance grip only on the right stick. So keep that in mind, and use code RazorYT if you plan on buying any of those items. So let's get right into it. So I want to start off with quick cast. I want to start off on this gameplay section because social is irrelevant. Gameplay, this is what's super important. I turned off quick cast because there was a glitch with Anvil Shield. If you didn't have this off, you literally couldn't place a shield anywhere, and there's still kind of a glitch where it won't let you place it in some places. So if you're an Anvil main, make sure you turn this off regardless. But I recommend trying this setting out anyways, because instead of just whipping your nade as soon as you press the grenade button, you pull your grenade out and then you have to throw it. So I'm a lot less spammy with my throwables, and it's just helped my gameplay. You just have to get used to it, because it'll get you killed obviously the first few times, but once you get used to it, you will like it. Always make sure your auto pickup's on. Basically, when you run over somebody's body, you'll pick up their grenades and stuff if you have the space. This is super useful when you don't have the time to look down and actually think about what you want to pick up. You'll just have grenades, you'll have smokes. You'll just pick up so many free kills with this. It's just awesome to have this on. So obviously, always have this on. Personally, I like my damage numbers off, because there's already a health bar in this game, so I feel like the numbers are kind of just a distraction. I just don't feel like there's a point of them on. The only time you should have them on is when you throw a grenade and you can't see the guy. You can just see the number through the wall. Go to the bindings. So this is pretty much irrelevant. You can pretty much do whatever you want here. Let's go to the movement. So keep in mind I have auto sprint on. We'll get into that. Forward, this is pretty much obvious. Let's get to crouch. So for me personally, I like crouch on circle. It says B for Xbox players, but this is the circle button on a PlayStation controller. I understand if you like to have crouch on R3, if you like to crouch spam. This is a very debatable topic, but for me personally, I don't have my crouch on R3. I'd rather have roll on my R3. I prefer to roll, and I feel like I make more plays with this over crouch spamming. And if you have paddles, you're goated regardless. Like, this game paddles will enhance your gameplay like so much with this game, because crouch and dodge roll are super important, and I wish I could do both super comfortably, but I can't. So I'm getting used to circle. Well, I got used to it by now. So I use crouch on circle, and you can't really crouch spam as much, but I don't feel like it can win you a lot of fights, yes, and that's why it's debatable, but I'm over it. I don't like to crouch spam. Instead of just instantly throwing out my grenade now, I press X to pull out my grenade, and I still use R2 to throw it. It's pretty much, I use toggle shoulder for R1, it says RB on Xbox. Basically, it's pretty straightforward. It's really comfortable for me personally. Hold the crouch. If you're a crouch spammer, you could turn that on. Hold the sprints off, and auto sprint is on. So basically, all you have to do is push your stick forward. That is pretty straightforward. Go down to controllers. I used to use 4.5, and that was before I used the performance grips. But now, basically, what my grip does is it adds tension to my stick, so now I was able to go from 4.5 to 7.5 with the performance grips. So now these are my current sensitivities. 74 just feels more comfortable for me. I started at 70, and then I just moved back and forth based on my own preference. Everybody loves to ask me about dead zones. So dead zones are basically, I'm sure most of you know, controls how far off the center of your stick you have to put to register input. 0 is awesome, of course, because it's the least amount of input that you have to put, but that gives me a lot of stick drift. So I had to put it to 0.2, and if you watch my streams, you'll still see sometimes that my stick still shoots up, like it'll push straight up for no reason, and that's only in this game. So if you're experiencing problems like that, you can turn up your dead zones accordingly. So I recommend going as low as possible until you start experiencing stick problems. And I was even experiencing left stick problems. It was like making me move when I didn't want to on 0, so that's why I'm on 0.2. Let me know down below if this works for you. ADS, hold. If you don't use hold, you're a psychopath. 50 is, I used to use 40 before the grips. And basically this is for, obviously, the scoped weapons like the sniper and the scoped M4. So make sure these are as low as possible. Time and seconds to input, hold, so basically you can pick up stuff very quickly. You literally look at it, you're basically pressing square almost instead of holding it. You still gotta hold it obviously, but makes it a lot faster. And this is irrelevant. So audio, if you're a streamer, I recommend turning the music down to 0 so you don't get a copyright strike. The background music is by Run the Jewels, so I recommend putting it down to 0. Voice chat, if you're new to the game, make sure you turn this down. You might not be used to it yet, but everyone sounds super loud. Make sure you turn it down on this. The default chat is just super loud, and most mics are pretty awful to listen to. I run, this is just for performance. There you have it. Make sure you always turn off motion blur. Unless you actually feel motion sickness from games, then I recommend turning it back on. But other than that, that's my settings. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this helps. And if it does, make sure you leave a like. Make sure you sub, turn on the post notifications to all posts, because I'll be posting crack gameplays pretty much every day, and I stream every single day. So make sure you catch me there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.